Hi! Today we're going to talk about the compatibility between a Sagittarius Capricorn cusp and an Aquarius Pisces cusp. A Sagicorn and an Aquapie. Love those nicknames. I love it. This couple loves to fantasize and come up with creative scenarios. That also means that they go through a lot of really freaky situations. This is that couple that tells you all these like really crazy stories of things that they've experienced because they end up in like these really strange or freaky situations. This couple's love is basically a beacon for bizarre scenarios. Do not let fear stop you from opening your heart to a Sagicorn. It's okay to be affectionate with them. Allow yourself to feel what you feel because this couple is no stranger to paranoia. It can make you nervous. Your Sagicorn would have a lot of fun with you. You entertain them. You would find your Sagicorn's passion to be very fulfilling. You both can get pretty on edge and suspicious because of the natural energy that you both attract and how creative your minds are. You both often have good reason to be obsessive or cynical, and sometimes you just have to distance yourself from those emotions if you want to make this work. You can still get emotional, you just don't have to get so caught up in those emotions. Your Sagicorn does things their own way, and you might not agree with the way they do things, but you're still intrigued by them. Their peculiarities might be a turn on for you in a way that you just can't really explain or justify. Your emotional nature is a huge part of who you are, and you feel things profoundly. Your Sagicorn would admire your emotional nature and how deeply you connect to it. It's very common for trauma bonding to occur. You both experience trauma at a really young age, and so you tend to be drawn to each other because of it. Sometimes you both just feel broken, and then they get you and you relate to them. Trauma bonding isn't always healthy, especially when it comes to starting a relationship. It will really depend for this couple. Avoid letting fear take over. It can really tear you apart. You would keep things interesting for a Sagittarius Capricorn cusp. They're really into you, and that is really satisfying. You both have a lot of empathy and support for each other because you both know what it's like to be afraid. Try to work on your need to protect each other and shield each other. You tend to go overboard. It's not healthy. Your Sagicorn might be really into fitness gear or exercise, and they buy things that you would probably never buy, or want something and you're like, I don't really understand why you even need that. They might want the latest Peloton or really nice running shoes or a trampoline or a set of plates with their favorite sports team on it. You're like, why? Why do you need this? It's not a turnoff. In fact, it could be super attractive to you. Like I said, there are a lot of peculiarities that you'll find weird, but it will turn you on. It's puzzling. A Sagicorn would be really attracted to your mind. They like how you think, even when their thinking is a puzzle to you. This dynamic is often centered around dealing with your traumatic experiences and exploring your beliefs. But in order for this to work, you have to stop focusing on the past. A Sagicorn might want to know where you are all the time. Where have you been? Where are you going? And they will need you to update them. This may not be a big deal at first, but as things get serious and the relationship becomes more of a big deal, they're gonna wanna text you. They're gonna be like, why didn't you answer my text? Why didn't you pick up the phone? Why didn't you call me? Or why won't you tell me where you're going? They just need a lot more security in the long run. They would make a thrilling partner for you. Now, codependency can be a huge problem for this couple. Trauma bonding can actually often lead to codependent relationships. You might just think you're being supportive, but often it's much more than that. And you might lean on each other a little too much. As parents, you often can be pretty paranoid about your children, like it rubs off on them. Your Sagicorn might be really into gadgets or technology or apps, and you don't really care about being fancy like that. You might not really get what the big deal is, like why do they have to have the newest iPhone or the newest game? That's just an example. Like I said, they can be peculiar. especially when it comes to spending. But Sagittarians would still be solid partners for you. You both care about each other deeply, you empathize with each other. It's a very loving energy. This is actually often a twin flame relationship. You mirror each other, and you may not pour your heart and soul out on the first date, but you feel this deep connection and you can sense how alike you are, even when neither one of you says much. You can see your pain reflected back to you through them. This is a soul connection, and you both keep things private for a while. As parents, you both tend to go above and beyond to shield your kids from stuff. You can actually be very finicky parents, or you coddle your children. A Sagittarian would really like being with you as long as you don't worry too much. And your Sagittarian may not be as profound as you, but they admire your depth. It's one of the things that they really like about you is your complexity and how deep you are. They find it very attractive. This relationship does not grow overnight. You usually take a while to confide in each other. You actually tend to enter into this relationship with trust issues, and it takes time feeling comfortable enough to reveal yourself. As parents, you may really project your fears and past experiences onto your children, and you'll do everything you can to provide them safety and comfort because you never truly had that. Yeah, safety tends to be a huge deal for you both as parents. Your Sagittarian might question how reliable you are. They can be insecure at times, can't we all? And they'd like to question whether the person is really there for them or not. Actually, not knowing can drive them really crazy. You might feel like your Sagittarian wants to take things more quickly than you're used to. Your relationship is very supportive, and the more trauma you bond over in your relationship, the safer it will feel. It's a judgment-free zone after all. Your Sagittarian isn't as emotional and deep as you think they are. They aren't shallow, but they're also not this like complex soul. And you often find yourself looking for more, or maybe expecting more from them when they really just don't have that in them. What you see is what you get. With the Sagittarian, you need a lot of freedom in a relationship, and that requires trust. And they need more stability and security than you do. You might feel like their need for stability is making you feel like you can't do things or you can't be free. And that's not gonna fly for you. You both are scaredy cats. You're very devoted to your Sagittarian and you defend them, even when you both know that they're in the wrong, but you stand by them. Just when you wanna take a break and have a nice cold beer or a nice glass of wine after a long day at work, or you feel worn out and you just wanna chill, you will find that your Sagittarian has plans and they don't want to just sit around and chill. They'll have things for you to do, things to take care of, things they need help with. They'll have expectations. And so you might have to take care of those before you can actually chill. Something you should be aware of. So just be prepared to keep going. You tend to act more like the grown-up in this relationship. This isn't usually a huge problem for your Sagittarian, but sometimes it can get to them. They'll help you get out of your shell and relax too. It will be a blast. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please don't forget to subscribe and support my channel. And also comment below and let me know what your experience has been. Are you a Sagittarian? Are you interested in dating an aqua pie? Or are you an Aquarius, Pisces, Cusp, and you are thinking of dating a Sagittarian? I would love to hear your stories, your experiences below. Let me know. That's how I grow, and I know a lot of other people benefit from reading them too because they also learn stuff. So yeah, bye-bye.